Hey, welcome to Questions Just Asked with Chaplain John Ring. I'm with Hope for the Community. My email address is right there on the screen. Send me some questions. I'd like to answer them. I'd hate to end this because I don't have any questions. Because I believe a lot of people have questions, they're just afraid to ask. But this is, your name isn't mentioned, there's no crowd to be fearful of. And so you can send them anonymously as well. But how do you do that on email? Oh, well. Hey, I just want to make mention that on Mondays, we have a short little devotional to start your week called, what is it? What do you call it? Chaplain's Moment, Doctor's Visit. Is that right, Courtney? Doctor's Visit?
Yes, Chaplain's Moment, Doctor's Call.
That Doctor's Call, that's what it is. Here we've been doing that for over a year and I still can't get it right. Oh, I keep telling people I'm a big picture person. I'm not a detailed person. And boy, details can slide right past through this cranium for sure. But anyways, join us on Mondays. Say, why doctors visit? Why doctors call? Because Jesus said he came for the sick. And so when I'm speaking at the chaplain's moment, I'm speaking to myself more than anybody. We got some really good questions that we're looking at right now. So join us on Mondays for Chaplain's Moment, Doctor's Call. Hey, the question today is, what's the best part of going to church? Oh, man. What's the best part of going to church? Well, obviously, I'll give you a book answer that it should be to worship God, to take a break from because, why did Jesus say, do this in remembrance of me at the communion table or the Eucharist? Why did he say that? Because he knows that we'll get busy, who we are. He knows we'll get busy with life and just forget. So if we fail to stop and worship him, you know what the truth is? We'll just continue to not stop and worship him. There's the truth. So listen, that truly is the best part, that we get to focus on Jesus, whether you go to church for 1 hour on Sunday or 2 hours. I know even church services the last 3 hours. Whew, that's a lot. But I want to tell you what I think is the best part about not so much going to church, but being part of a church. I do a lot of counseling. I've counseled thousands of people over the past 25 years. And I'm going to tell you something about just about every single one of them. They do not have a strong, if even have, a strong support system of people engaged in their life. The one thing I think about church that's important isn't Sunday. It's Monday through Saturday. It's developing relationships focused on Jesus Christ that care and love and are full of grace. Now, you might have to go to different churches to find that. I'm not convinced that every church has those. Every church is a friendly church. The question is, do they care? I think at every church you go into, you get your hand shaking. You say, hey, what's your name? And you'll hear a bunch of other people say, hey, I'm John. Hey, I'm Joe. You'll hear that. But if you stay, will they really care for you? Will they be there when you need them? When life comes apart, it seems when the wheels fall off the wagon. There's a song that I taught my grandchildren. 3 wheels on my wagon and I'm still rolling along. The Cherokee, they're after me. They're mad. They're really mad. But I'm singing this happy song. And it goes on and you lose another wheel and you lose another wheel. So when those wheels come off your cart, are they there for you? And the only way you can find that out is get immersed in the church. You're going to have to become active. You're going to have to go on Sunday and meet people and sit next to them. And you're going to have to invite, maybe if they don't invite you out for a bite to eat, maybe invite them out for a bite to eat. Here, I like to invite people to meat-a-ritas. It's not an expensive meal. Well, they're not open on Sunday anymore. Well, it'll be a different day of the week. I like Hispanic food too, because since I lost my taste and smell back in September to COVID, it's one of the few foods I can actually taste. So, and then you might have to attend a community group to build those intimate relationships. Listen, just going on Sunday for an hour will not build intimate relationships. And I tell you, the best way to get involved and to build relationship is find a ministry that you might thrive at, where giving your life away makes it necessary for you to engage other people. And check your church, see if they have ministries that give their life away. I know For the longest time, I was involved in things like Family Promise of Beaufort County, where we served homeless people. Then we did, there was a long time ago, we did Angel Food. That's no longer in existence, not just locally, nationally. They closed it down. And then we got involved in Crossroads Community Support Services, which did Backpack Buddies, supplying food for children in school who needed nutritious food, not just food. So there's all sorts of things. Different churches have soup kitchens, Stephen Ministry. Give your life away, and through giving your life away with a group of people, you develop an intimate relationship. And let me tell you something else. If you become part of a community group, small group, whatever you call them, life groups, everybody calls them something different. Pay attention to the prayer time. One thing I really enjoyed about my past community group is we didn't just treat prayer at the end of the meeting and say, let's pray, because at the end of the meeting, everybody wants to go home. We started the community group with prayer. No better way to build an intimate relationship than through a prayer meeting. And we started out the first night with sharing something very near and dear to our hearts. And that became the basis. We would usually start our community groups with an hour of prayer, because we were sharing our lives. We were sharing our prayer requests, and we were caring, and then we go into prayer. So I think if you can find a group of people that will make prayer a vital part of their ministry, you'll build an intimate relationship. So that's what I think is most important. Churches that focus on building those relationships. There's several of them in the Bluffton area if you're around this area. And listen, if your church doesn't count these things as important, this is America. Go find one that does. But to me, that's the best part of church. I would not have met Fred and Courtney Guthrie if I didn't go to church. And they're two of the best people that I have in my life. Well, you got to meet people. You got to talk with people. You got to engage them. So, hey, that's the answer for this week. On to next week. Boy, this is a loaded question. What misconceptions are there about faith? Woo! That's a big one. See you next week.